Greetings from our channel again. The timeless country music icon Dolly Parton is renowned for both her remarkable songwriting abilities and her appealing vocals. She has become a living legend after more than 60 years of pursuing her passions for music, movies, and charity. Her charming voice and endearing personality have not only won over crowds, but also millions of hearts with her unfailing optimism and generosity. However, there is suffering and hardship behind the glitzy celebrity. Few could ever think of it. There were severe losses, tremendous pressures, and dark times that looked insurmountable. How could this small woman, who was carrying so much grief, get up so strong, take over the world, and inspire millions of people? Let's explore Dolly Parton's incredible journey and unseen stories, the story of an indestructible legend. Early life. On January 19, 1946, Dolly Rebecca Parton was born in a little one-room cabin in Locust Ridge, Tennessee, which is surrounded by the magnificent Appalachian Mountains and sits along the banks of the Little Pigeon River. Dolly's recollections of her early years are frequently linked to the harsh reality of poverty and challenging living conditions because the cabin lacked running water, electricity, and other contemporary luxuries. The winters in Appalachia were quite cold. And in order to protect themselves from the icy cold, the Parton kids had to cover themselves with blankets and layers of lightweight clothing. According to Dolly, the family would gather on a little bed at night to be warm while exchanging warmth and listening to their mother's reassuring tales. Robert Lee Parton, Dolly's father, was a sharecropper who earned a living by cultivating tobacco and working in construction. Unable to write or read. However, Robert was clever and industrious, making the most of his limited resources to support his huge family. He taught Dolly and her siblings the importance of responsibility and hard work. Dolly always had a great deal of regard for her father, and it was because of his sacrifices that she would go on to found the charity Imagination Library. In addition to being the family's emotional pillar, Dolly's mother, Avie Lee Owens, had a strong passion for music. Avie had 12 children by the time she was 35, and she frequently sung hymns and folk tunes to reassure and calm them. Avie's soft voice would permeate the atmosphere whenever the kids felt depressed or scared, inspiring them and bringing them calm. From an early age, Dolly's love of music was ignited by Avie. Even though they didn't have much amusement, Dolly would remember that music filled their small house and made their terrible existence easier. Dolly, the fourth of 12 children, picked up responsibility and sharing fast. She was more than a young child who enjoyed singing. She had to assist in taking care of her younger siblings as well. Dolly's mother would assign a newborn to an older child whenever a new baby was born, explaining that this responsibility went beyond simple play. It involved getting up in the middle of the night to feed and soothe the infant to sleep. When Dolly was 9 years old, she was tasked with taking care of her brother, Larry. Young Dolly was devastated when Larry tragically died a few days after his birth. She was permanently scarred by the loss, which she carried with her for the rest of her life. However, it also strengthened her and gave her the emotional fodder for a lot of meaningful songs about loss and love in families. Even so, Dolly's early years weren't entirely depressing. With its cold rivers, untamed pastures, and starry night sky, the Appalachian Mountains' natural splendor brought her joy. She discovered how to value the basic beauty of existence there, appreciating each blade of grass and each ripple in the river. Dolly's vivid imagination was stoked by the local folktales and legends as well as the songs her mother sung. Dolly started penning her first songs when she was 7 years old, showcasing an innate ability to combine straightforward melodies with poignant words. Her first guitar was given to her by her uncle, Bill Owens, who saw her musical promise a year later. It was a turning point in Dolly's life because she found a means to express herself through music. She started writing songs about her environment using that small guitar. Sincere accounts of poverty that are consistently infused with love and hope. Dolly's experiences in the Appalachian Mountains had a significant impact on her music in addition to molding her as a person. Every word in tune was connected to recollections of a difficult but loving upbringing. She discovered how to write songs that captivated audiences with their colorful tales. Songs like Coat of Many Colors are more than just catchy tunes, they are vivid depictions of a world in which love always prevailed over adversity. Early career. Dolly Parton had aspirations of a successful career in music from an early age. She actively sought for opportunities to display her talent because of her intense desire. Dolly started appearing on local television and radio programs in East Tennessee in 1955 when she was just 9 years old. She developed her voice and learned how to enthrall audiences with her assurance and genuineness on small stages at church functions or the Cass Walker Show. Dolly's debut on the Grand Ole Opry stage at the age of 13 was a significant turning point in her nascent career. Dolly's soaring voice and emotional performing style astounded the audience when she was introduced by none other than country music legend Johnny Cash. It was obvious that a star was about to be born since the audience was so captivated that they demanded 3 encores. Her dream was cemented in that moment. She was confident that she could change the music industry. Dolly spent no time after graduating from high school in 1964. To make her aspirations come true, she packed her bags and left for Nashville. However, there were several challenges in the capital of country music. Dolly faced difficult obstacles in a male-dominated field where it was frequently difficult for up-and-coming vocalists with ambition to gain recognition. Nashville's early years were filled with adversity and disappointment. On certain nights, Dolly was unable to purchase decent meals and could only consume condiments like ketchup and mustard. She previously revealed that she had to create ketchup soup on the Dolly Parton's America podcast. To combat hunger, Dolly refused to give up and was committed to using her skills and diligence to establish her value. She started creating songs after signing with Combine Publishing, which was her first big break. Dolly immediately made an impression with her extraordinary songwriting abilities, and several well-known musicians recorded her tunes. She didn't want to remain in the background, though. Dolly's enormous talent was quickly recognized by Monument Records, who signed her in 1965. The company initially attempted to promote her as a pop singer, figuring that her youthful look and endearing voice would make her a better fit for the genre. Dolly thought that she wasn't being authentic when she released a few pop tunes, but they didn't have a big impact. She realized that country music was her calling, where she could really flourish. Monument Records finally consented to Dolly's attempt at country music. She demonstrated right once that this was her true calling. In 1967, she recorded her debut country hit, Dumb Blonde, which shot to number 1 and 24 on the Billboard country charts. Dumb Blonde was a daring declaration of Dolly's independence and brilliance, despite the title's apparent irony, stating that she was not at all the innocent girl that people would think she was. Due to the song's popularity, Dolly was able to reach a larger audience for her country music. Monument Records published Dolly's first album, Hello, I'm Dolly, in 1967, and it quickly became a hit in the music industry. Dumb Blonde and Something Fishy were 2 of the album's notable songs, and solidified Dolly's status as a fresh, promising voice in country music. Hi, I'm Dolly. She not only displayed her distinctive voice but also her genuine storytelling style, which is brimming with unfiltered passion. Meeting Porter Wagoner, one of the biggest names in country music at the time, marked a significant turning point in Dolly's career. Wagoner was enthralled with Dolly's charm and skill. In 1967, they asked her to appear on The Porter Wagoner Show. Audiences were captivated by the connection between their voices, and the show swiftly rose to prominence as one of the most cherished television shows. Even though the audience was first opposed to Dolly and frequently yelled the name of the former performer, Norma Jean, Dolly's elegance and lovely voice soon won them over. With Wagoner's help, Dolly's renown grew throughout America as she performed on prominent stages and made television appearances. Dolly Parton demonstrated she was more than simply a gorgeous face in spite of the obstacles and discrimination she encountered in her early years. She was an accomplished and driven artist. She gained patience and resiliency from her early Nashville experiences, which prepared her well for her ascent to even higher heights and her transformation into the beloved living legend that she is today. Prosperous career. Dolly Parton started a quest to reach the pinnacles of her solo career after emerging from Porter Wagoner's shadow in 1974. The ensuing years were a stunning eruption of triumph. Dolly demonstrated that she was not just a sidekick but an autonomous artist with unparalleled talent and power as soon as she made the decision to forge her own identity. In addition to showcasing Dolly's extraordinary songwriting abilities, her poignant ballad, I Will Always Love You, was written as a farewell to Porter Wagoner and went on to become an enduring masterpiece. The song shot straight to the top of the charts. Both in 1974 and 1982, when Dolly re-recorded it for the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, it was on the country charts. I Will Always Love You, however, was not only about country music. Whitney Houston's performance of The Bodyguard in 1992 became a worldwide sensation and topped the Billboard charts for weeks. One position for 14 weeks in a row on the Billboard Hot 100. This version's extraordinary success solidified Dolly's place as a global cultural icon in addition to her standing in country music. Dolly Parton's heyday was the 1970s and 1980s, as she put out a series of popular tunes that went on to become classics. With its straightforward yet engrossing melody and lyrics about a heartbreaking love story, the song Jolene shot to the top of the charts in 1973. One of the most covered songs of all time, it peaked at number 1 on the country charts. In addition to showcasing Dolly's captivating vocals, the song also demonstrated her exceptional storytelling skills, leaving listeners with a lasting impression of Jolene. Dolly changed her appearance by pursuing mainstream music in 1977. Though it was a daring shift, the album Here You Come Again demonstrated that Dolly wasn't scared to embrace change and take chances. Here You Come Again, the title single, peaked at #1 and became her first successful crossover hit. Dolly won a Grammy for Best Female Country Vocal Performance and was at 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. More than 1 million copies of the album were sold, making Dolly a pop star and taking her to new heights without alienating her country music fan base. She was able to expand her influence and dominate both music markets thanks to this important milestone. When Dolly entered the film industry in the 1980s, her acting career soon took off. She made a significant success in her first appearance, co-starring with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin in 9 to 5, 1980. The movie was a huge success. Dolly received praise from the public and was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress. Dolly wrote and sang the title song, 9 to 5, which went on to become a huge hit and top the country and Billboard Hot 100 charts. In addition to being a catchy anthem, the song called for justice and equal rights in the workplace, motivating millions of women and starting a strong movement. Dolly kept shining on the big screen in several well-known movies, including 1982's The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, in which she co-starred with Burt Reynolds. Widespread acclaim for the movie cemented Dolly's place in the motion picture business. Her performance in Steel Magnolias, 1989, a timeless film with an all-star ensemble that included Sally, demonstrated Dolly's range by bringing spectators both heartfelt and humorous moments that made an impression. Dolly Parton built a name for herself in movies in addition to her well-known music career. In addition to becoming a box financial hit, Dolly's performance in 9 to 5, 1980, starring the renowned Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, earned her a Golden Globe nomination. 9 to 5, the movie's title song, was written and sung by her. This increased Dolly's notoriety in the music and film sectors by becoming a global success and winning 2 Grammy Awards. She maintained her reputation as a multi-talented artist who could succeed in any field by captivating audiences in iconic films like Steel Magnolias, 1989, and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, 1982, when her acting prowess was on full display. Dollywood, the theme park Dolly established in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, in 1986, is among her greatest accomplishments. The park, which honors Dolly's Appalachian roots, has grown to be a popular tourist destination and a cultural icon of the American South. Dollywood has improved the economy, given thousands of local jobs, and opened doors for people who, like Dolly's own family, were raised in poverty. Dollywood, which welcomes more than 3 million tourists a year, protects and promotes Southern culture with traditional crafts, music, and food in addition to providing exciting entertainment. As a testament to Dolly's passion for the natural world and dedication to animal care, the park also has the biggest eagle refuge in the country. But not everything went as planned. Due to safety concerns, Dollywood has encountered legal problems. A prominent lawsuit was filed in 2014 when a woman was seriously hurt after falling while getting off a ride. In 2019, a lady filed a second case, claiming she had spinal damage after being tossed from a water ride and was awarded $2 million in compensation. Dolly Parton addressed the problems and worked to increase park safety in spite of these obstacles, maintaining her optimism. She demonstrated her tenacity and devotion to guaranteeing Dollywood's continuous success through her unflinching dedication and proactive leadership. Dolly Parton has consistently maintained her optimism and unwavering contributions throughout the ups and downs. Her music, artwork, and unending community involvement have all contributed to the world's enrichment. She has left a lasting cultural legacy that has impacted millions of people globally, from spreading happiness through her sincere films to her charitable endeavors and Dollywood theme park. Over the course of her more than 60-year career, Dolly Parton has received 11 Grammy Awards, including the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, out of 51 nominations. Among her many other notable accolades are her induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame and the Country Music Hall of Fame. For her artistic talents, Dolly received the Kennedy Center Honors in 2006. And the U.S. government's highest award for artists, the National Medal of Arts, was later awarded to her. Dolly Parton is not just a famous singer. Generations have found inspiration in her. Her career is the ideal fusion of her business savvy, artistic talent, and caring nature. Dolly has demonstrated that no desire is insurmountable with her optimism and unwavering energy, and she remains a shining star in both the music and charity industries. Personal existence: Dolly Parton has maintained a pretty quiet existence despite being one of the most well-known celebrities in the world, particularly about her long-term marriage to Carl Thomas Dean. Shortly after Dolly relocated to Nashville to further her musical career, the two met in 1964. At a laundry called, Carl, who was 21 at the time, met Dolly for the first time. After a brief conversation, they fell in love. Carl frequently makes jokes about how Dolly's stunning legs, wearing a short skirt, were the first thing that drew his attention. Their love story has lasted for more than 50 years, which is uncommon in the entertainment industry. They were married 2 years later in 1966. The glamour of the entertainment world don't really appeal to Carl Thomas Dean, who is a calm and reticent man. On stage, Dolly is dazzling and charismatic, but Carl would rather live a modest life away from the spotlight. He hardly ever goes to important occasions with Dolly. Additionally, he has remained grounded and focused on daily duties while being the long-standing partner of a global celebrity. Dolly has frequently stated that their independence and mutual space are the keys to their long-lasting marriage. "We always spend time apart, and I think that's one of the reasons our marriage has lasted," Dolly said. Carl has remained a steadfast companion, always supporting Dolly's dreams and passions. An interesting aspect of their relationship is their decision not to have children. Dolly has mentioned that she and Carl fought long and hard about parenthood and even picked out names for the children they imagined. However, their busy lives and Dolly's thriving career led them to choose a different path. At first, Dolly experienced some regret about not having children, but she later realized that it allowed her to dedicate all her time and energy to her music and charitable endeavors, particularly the Imagination Library project. Through this initiative, she has played the role of a mother to millions of children worldwide, sending them books and spreading the joy of reading. Dolly often says that even though she doesn't have biological children, she feels like a mother to many through the books she provides, which brings her immense joy and fulfillment. Dolly Parton is not just a country music icon, a talented actress, or a savvy businesswoman. She is also a symbol of resilience, kindness, and unconditional love. Despite facing losses and challenges in life, Dolly continues to shine, bringing happiness and inspiration to millions of fans around the world. Tragedies and dark times beneath the dazzling glow of a career spanning over 6 decades, Dolly Parton has endured tragedies and dark periods that few could ever imagine. Behind her radiant smile and ever-energetic demeanor were years of pain, depression, and impersonal battles she had to fight relentlessly. During her early years in Nashville, Dolly struggled under the immense pressure of the harsh music industry, where dreams could be crushed in an instant. At the time, Dolly was young and vulnerable, but she was determined not to let failure defeat her. Still, the fear of not being enough and the overwhelming loneliness often pulled her into the depths of despair. The darkest period of Dolly's life came in the early 1980s, when she experienced a severe mental health crisis. Although her career was at its peak, the relentless work demands, compounded by loneliness and complicated relationships, drove her into a deep depression. She described this time as "my darkest days," when she faced not only emotional, but also physical pain. An emotional affair, which she referred to as a soulmate relationship, left her feeling guilty and led to intense self-recrimination, plunging her further into darkness. The anguish from this relationship caused emotional distress and led to severe health issues. Dolly began eating uncontrollably, resulting in weight gain and other health complications. Each day was filled with exhaustion and disappointment, and she battled sleepless nights, negative thoughts, and a fear of being consumed by a world she no longer recognized. At one point, she even contemplated ending her life. Dark thoughts overwhelmed her, and she felt as if she were drowning in an ocean of suffering with no escape. But in her moment of greatest despair, Dolly experienced a miraculous intervention. One afternoon, as she sat beside a gun she had considered using to end her pain, her suddenly ran to her side. Popeye jumped onto her lap, startling her and snapping her back to reality. Dolly took this as a sign from God, a reminder that her life still held beauty and purpose and that she had a mission to continue spreading joy and love. She spent the following days in deep prayer, seeking inner peace and gradually overcoming her crisis. During this turbulent time, Dolly also faced threats from extremist groups, including the Ku Klux Klan, due to her public support of the LGBTQ+ community and her hosting of Gay Pride Day at Dollywood. Despite the danger, Dolly refused to back down or be intimidated. She stood firm in her beliefs and continued to champion the values she held dear. The threats made her fear for her safety and that of her loved ones, but she remained resolute, determined never to let any force extinguish her kindness or her fight for justice. Dolly also endured other personal tragedies, such as the death of her longtime manager and dear friend, Don Warden, in 2017. Warden, who had been by her side since the early days of her career, was a pillar of support, and his passing was a devastating blow. Just months later, she received the heartbreaking news of her niece, Teva Parton, who died of a drug overdose. Dolly had done everything she could to help Teva break free from addiction, even paying for her rehabilitation, but the tragedy still occurred. The succession of losses weighed heavily on Dolly's heart, but she always found a way to transform her pain into motivation to live better and spread kindness. Reflecting on those dark times, Dolly Parton stands as a testament not only to her immense talent but also to her extraordinary inner strength. She has often said that all of these challenges made her stronger and more empathetic to the pain of others. It is those moments of fierce struggle that shaped Dolly into the remarkable woman the world admires, someone who never lets adversity define her, but instead transforms suffering into strength, continuing to shine her light, love, and laughter far and wide. Philanthropy and community contributions. Dolly Parton is renowned not only for her music and acting, but also for her generous heart and unwavering dedication to her community. One of her most significant charitable achievements is the founding of the Imagination Library in 1995, aimed at providing free books to children from birth until they start kindergarten. Dolly initiated this project to honor her father, Robert Lee Parton, who never learned to read or write. Dolly proudly shares how deeply moved and proud her father was when people called her the Book Lady, a symbol of kindness and a love for learning. The Imagination Library quickly expanded from Dolly's hometown in Sevier County to reach across the United States and beyond, including Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and the Republic of Ireland. To date, the program has gifted over 100 million books to children worldwide, fostering a love for reading and sparking a thirst for knowledge in generations of young minds. This initiative is not only a meaningful gift to children, but also a testament to Dolly's dedication to using her fame for good, solidifying her as a true symbol of compassion. Dolly's philanthropy doesn't stop at the Imagination Library. She has actively supported numerous other charitable endeavors. Over the years, she has donated millions of dollars to humanitarian causes, from aiding disaster victims in Tennessee to funding medical research. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck, Dolly donated $1 million to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, supporting the research that led to the development of the Moderna vaccine. An act that earned her worldwide admiration. She remains humble and sincere in all her charitable efforts, never seeking recognition, but simply wishing to share her blessings with others. Public image and unexpected intelligence. Despite her glamorous exterior with wigs, heavy makeup, and glittering outfits, Dolly Parton has never let anyone underestimate her. On the contrary, she has cleverly used this image to build an unmistakable brand, while proving herself to be a shrewd and powerful businesswoman. She once shared that her appearance is part of a strategy. "I may look fake, but I'm completely real." The contrast between her outward appearance and her sharp intellect continues to surprise and impress many. Dolly has repeatedly amazed the public with her quick wit and humor. One of the most famous moments occurred during a 1977 interview with Barbara Walters, where Walters seemingly mocked Dolly's appearance and even asked if she felt like a joke. Dolly, with her characteristic poise, responded that she was entirely comfortable and secure in herself, and if she wanted to play around with makeup and clothes, that was her choice. Responses like this have solidified Dolly's confidence and intelligence without needing to defend herself too seriously. Dolly's success is rooted not only in her musical talent, but also in her ability to build a formidable entertainment empire. With over 3,000 copyrighted songs and a string of successful albums, she has created an enormous revenue stream. In addition, her business ventures, such as Dollywood Theme Park and other investments, have contributed to an estimated net worth of $500 million. She has proven that a woman from humble beginnings can build a solid financial empire through an exceptional management skills. Dolly Parton is more than just an artist. She is a symbol of resilience and wisdom, turning stereotypes into the motivation to conquer the world. With her humor, immense generosity, and a successful career spanning multiple fields, she has created a lasting legacy, inspiring generations, and earning the admiration of the world. Current life and legacy. At 78 years old, Dolly Parton continues to lead a vibrant and creative life. In 2024, she is still expanding her music career and personal projects. She collaborated with her sister, Rachel Parton George, to publish the cookbook, Good Lookin' Cookin', on September 17, featuring over 80 traditional family recipes. Additionally, Dolly has announced a new music project titled Threads, My Songs in Symphony, a multimedia storytelling experience in collaboration with a symphony orchestra. The program is set to debut on March 20, 2025 in Nashville, with additional performances to be announced later. On a personal note, she and her husband, Carl Dean, continue to enjoy a strong marriage that has lasted over 57 years. Dolly has shared that spending time apart has helped them appreciate each other more and keep their relationship fresh. Dolly Parton also continues to receive recognition for her contributions. In October 2024, she was honored with the Peace Through Music Award by the U.S. Department of State and the Recording Academy, acknowledging her role in promoting peace and cultural understanding through music. Dolly Parton has become an irreplaceable cultural icon. Her music career has not only inspired generations of musicians, but also broken barriers between genres, bringing country music to a wider audience. Songs like Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You have become timeless classics, cherished not only for their captivating melodies, but also for the moving stories behind them. With over 50 years in the entertainment industry, Dolly has redefined its landscape, creating a style that is unmistakably her own. She has overcome the highs and lows of life to become a monumental figure. Her legacy is not just built on awards or album sales, but on the values she has instilled in millions of hearts. From music and film to philanthropy, Dolly Parton is a living testament to how one can transform challenges into motivation to make a difference in the world. She has touched countless lives and her legacy will live on, inspiring future generations. Dolly Parton is more than just an artist. She is a symbol of strength, compassion, and an indomitable spirit. Anyone who has ever heard her story can feel her extraordinary resilience and rare kindness. The world is truly fortunate to have someone like Dolly Parton, a star who will never fade in the hearts of her fans. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more exciting content. Leave a comment and share your thoughts. See you in the next video. Goodbye.